Canine Corner, where we help you and your dog become better friends. I'm Christy Wilcox, and today I've switched things up for you. I brought animal communicator Terry Steuben on the show. Terry, tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm an animal communicator, a Reiki master, and a medical intuitive, and I use all of my gifts to relate to people so that I give the messages from the pets to the people.
All right, when did you know that you became an animal communicator? Because all of us don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, that's the term that I put on it, but actually I was in third grade before I realized everybody else didn't do this.
Third grade, that's pretty young. How did that come about?
Well, I was getting ready to I was standing at the bus stop at school, and I'm holding a raincoat, and all the kids are like, well, why are you holding a raincoat? It's a bright sunny day. And I said, because the crows told me it was going to rain.
The crows. And I'm sure at that point everybody was like, cuckoo, cuckoo. What happened?
They all backed up and they're like, what are you talking about? So the heckling began. And then all of a sudden we get on the bus, more heckling. We get to school, lunch hour, sunny day, more heckling. We get back on the bus, more heckling. Still bright and sunny.
That had to be rough as a third grader.
Yeah, oh yeah, because it's like all of a sudden you're the odd man out.
Yeah.
And then we get to my bus stop and it's pouring down rain.
You know, at that point, you were the only one with a coat, and everybody was like, darn it, we should have listened to her. Yeah. What did they think after that?
Well, they all kind of stood away, because they were like, she talks to animals? Wow.
All right, so we're going to get more in depth about that right after the break here. And you're going to meet Sammy and Lambie, which are two very cute dogs. But first, Shay has a fabulous tip, and this one is going to make us all laugh, I'm pretty sure. Shay?
So what happens when you go to the dog park and your dog goes to the bathroom, and then you turn around to go get the pooper scooper that's already in the dog park, and you come back and you look for it and you can't find it? You know that's happened to you. You look everywhere, you can't find it. What do? Well, guess what? I've got the perfect tip coming up right after this.
I believe that home is where your pet is. That loving an animal means never giving up on them, never letting them go.
I believe that when you adopt an animal from a shelter, you're saving not only one, but many lives.
And that when you spay or neuter your dogs and cats, you help decrease the number of homeless animals.
That it's time we do all we can to save the lives of homeless animals who are counting on us, because every dog and cat deserves a place to call home.
I believe that I found my best friend in a shelter, and that you can too.
We believe that together with Best Friends Animal Society,
we can bring about a time when there are no more homeless pets.
please visit our website at ambassadors.bestfriends.org to find out more.
Welcome back to Canine Corner, and I'm here with animal communicator Terry Steuben. And I want to know, is there any animal that you don't communicate with?
Well, I haven't found any that I can't communicate with. So far, I've talked to dogs, cats, birds, sharks, iguanas, snakes, ants.
Ants. Okay, what do ants say except for, I'm running away from with your food right now?
Well, actually, this lady called me because she had a bunch of ants and she needed to get rid of them. And I just asked them to politely leave, and we gave them about 10 minutes. Otherwise, we were going to spray the bug spray. And it was so cute because they all follow each other. So what they did is they just turned around and they just followed each other out. I said, now you got to leave them time for that whole chain to circle. And they all went out.
I'm really impressed about the sharks and the ants and the gophers and everybody else. But I think what probably the biggest question I have is, how do you communicate with these animals? Because I'm about to introduce you to Sabrina and her two dogs, Lambie and Sammy. And is it like a telepathic thing? Is it a physical thing? Is it... I need to understand this.
Well, the best way I can explain it is I feel it through the senses. I can hear things, feel things. I get pictures in my head, smell things, taste things, sometimes not so good. So for the senses, it's through the senses for me.
I mean, I've eaten dog food before. Don't tell anybody that. But yeah, I've eaten dog food before, but I've never tasted, I guess, what they're tasting. So, all right, so let's get on with the whole animal communication thing. I want to introduce you to these guys because I'm pretty excited. And here is Sabrina beside me. Yeah. So we have Lambie here, who looks like a little lamb teacup there, and then we have Sam. And I hang out with these kids all the time. She actually has a third dog named Banff, and they are completely different personalities. Imagine that. So tell me, what's your question?
So my question is Lammy is a rescue to me, and when we first got him, he really didn't have any human. Like I would tell him to go outside to go to the bathroom. He didn't know any of that. So he's really come a long way. But he is very skittish, and he has the tendency to pee inside when I leave.
He's not very happy camper, and I've watched these guys before. They've done the same thing to me. So,
Well, as far as animal communication, what he's saying is that he was with an older lady and in the house, so he didn't really get around and wasn't socialized much.
Okay. So we're gonna catch that more of that next, because I think I want to have a better understanding. Because it's hard to communicate with your animals, right? You're an expert at it, but somebody who doesn't have that background probably needs a few tips. So first, Shay is with Gray Save Rescue. Let's take a look at the rescue.
Thanks, Christy. All right, I've got Gray Save Rescue Organization here today, and I've got Jim. Jim, tell me about your organization.
Okay, well, Gray Save was founded about 8 years ago.
Okay.
We rescue greyhounds off the racetrack.
Off the racetrack?
Yeah, these guys are all professional racers by the time we get them.
Well, thanks so much for being on the show. This is definitely a unique dog adoption, and I'd love to meet your first dog.
Absolutely, but before we do, we have something we'd like to present you, a Gray Save sweatshirt.
Thank you, and I love what's on the background.
Oh yeah,
on the
absolutely. GraySave.org.
Okay, Jim, who is this one?
Okay, this is Adele. She's 4 years old and has just been off the racetrack about 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah.
Wow, 1 week.
So she's just getting used to life in a home. She's a little skinny and her fur's a little thin, but that'll grow in pretty quickly.
Wow, I noticed that she's got some tattoos in her ear. Tell me
does.
about that.
Yes.
Okay.
They get tattoos in both ears. One is their registration number and one is their date of birth.
Is she good with other dogs and children?
She's great with other dogs. She's only been around 1 or 2 kids, but seems to be doing great with them.
Okay. And then again, all of your dogs are spayed, neutered, microchipped. What else?
Right, they get a teeth cleaning, a full blood panel, so we can check to make sure that they're really in good shape and treat them if they're not.
So when you get a dog from Gray Save, all of these dogs are in really good shape before you adopt them out.
Right, and they're ready just to register with your city.
And you're looking for fosters?
We do. We're looking for foster homes all the time. It's really the key thing to getting dogs off the track. The more foster homes we have, the more we can take off.
Well, it sounds good. All right, well, let's meet your next dog. Okay, Jim, who's this next guy?
Okay, this is Joey.
Okay.
His track name was Joey Camaro.
Joey Camaro, I love it.
3 years old.
Okay, when did he come off the track?
He came off about 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
So he's been in a home for a while and is all ready to be adopted out.
I see he filled out and he's quite large.
He is, yep. He's about 75 pounds, about 27 inches tall, and so pretty good size. He is a fun-loving guy. When his people come home, he loves to greet them by jumping up in the air, and they've nicknamed him Tigger for that.
Oh, what about dogs or cats? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, he lives with a greyhound. He does great with that. He also lives with a cat, and no problems at all. He seems to enjoy the cat, and so he would go well in a home with pretty much any other animals.
Well, he seems mellow, easygoing, and he will greet you with a Tigger-like affection. So Joey Camaro could be the one for you. Who's this guy? And I didn't know they came in black.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Magilla. Okay. He's 3 years old. His racing name was Coyote Magilla. They also come in white and in brindle.
Okay, that's kind of like that zebra-ish stripish color.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right.
And so tell me something about his personality. Is he good with other dogs, cats, kids?
Right. He is wonderful with kids, with adults, with most all dogs. He is a little too interested in cats, and so we'd recommend probably not putting him in a home with cats.
And what about toys? You like toys?
Oh, he loves toys. Squeaky toys especially. He will grab it, he'll throw it up in the air, he'll pounce on it.
And you have one more left for us to see?
We have one more, yes.
All right, let's go check it out. Okay, so Jim, who's this who's wearing a pretty necklace with cupcakes on it?
That's because her name is Cupcake.
Aww.
She is 3 years old. Her racing name was PG Caker.
PG Caker. So you can look this up by the tattoos that are on their ears.
Right, exactly, and see their racing record. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so she's been in a foster home.
for about 2 months.
Okay.
And she's doing great now. She's ready to be adopted out. But when she came off the track, she had a broken leg.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, happens from time to time when they're racing. They race counterclockwise, and so the right leg's always on the outside.
Okay.
And so if they take a tumble, if they just plant their leg wrong, they can actually break that. She's great with people, with small or large. And
Okay.
she is great with dogs of any size, and she's also tested fine with cats.
Okay. So if you want to adopt a dog with a very special name like Cupcake, and all of these dogs, you can look up their racing track record, which I think is fantastic, please contact graysave.org, and you can reach them at the following number.
If you're interested in adopting any of the greyhounds you saw on the show, or are interested in fostering, you can reach GraySave by calling 866-GRAYSAVE. That's 866-473-9728, or you can visit them on the web at graysave.org. You can also call us here at 310-618-5762 or email us at caninecorner@torranceca.gov.
I love the greyhounds. That's Adele is so cute, so they need to be adopted. But I'm going to scoot back here a little bit, and I'm going to let the two of you interact because I think that's the most important part of animal communicating. I have to ask you, even though you communicate with the dogs, have you ever had one bite you?
Oh, yes. Whenever you work with animals, there's a possibility you'll get bitten. It's like having a spouse and not having an argument.
Oh, that explains it perfectly to me. So your question was basically, let's repeat it.
So my question is, Lambie seems to have had limited human exposure. And so how do I work with him on that and make him feel more comfortable?
Best way, a lot of my clients have this issue with shy ones that they've adopted. You start slow and you can let them back into you. If it's a small dog like this, you can pick them up, hold them against you because you're part of their pack and you want to maintain being calm. You take a deep breath, let that go. They feel your energy 3 times as much. So if you're excited, they're going to be excited. So you want to be calm and you want to just start talking about what's around. The ground is here, the grass is here, people are going to walk by on the sidewalk. We're just going to sit here. Ooh, here they're coming. There they go. We're watching them. It's okay. You want to stay until they're calm, not you're calm, till they're calm. And it'll make it easier.
Now, okay, so I noticed earlier there are a couple things. You were saying talk in the form of pictures because dogs see pictures. So is there something that she can do to kind of facilitate him seeing, envisioning feeling safe, essentially?
Well, actually, I came up with the talking pictures, but it's actually the words that you choose. Make the pictures. Okay? If you say to a dog, for example, don't get on the sofa, the visual of that is them getting on the sofa, right? So if you want him to be calm, you just say, we're relaxing. It's so nice you're so calm. Look how calm you are while those people walk by. Okay, so that will calm him down as well.
So you actually use the word that instead of saying no, essentially, you're using the positive reinforcement of what they want to do instead of the negative reinforcement of saying, no, don't get on the couch, and that's exactly what they do.
Right. There's several words you want to stay away from. Don't, won't, can't, shouldn't, stop, not, and no. Anything that follows any one of those words is a picture of what you don't want them to do. If you say, I want you to, and finish that sentence, you're better off.
Okay, so I think there's some good animal communication going on here, but do you have any other questions, Sabrina?
My only other question is when I have someone come to the house, he barks and carries on like he's going to attack them. How do I handle that?
That is a very good question because I think that there are probably more people out there that have that same problem. So after the break, I'll let Terry answer that question.
Yes, ready. Go get it.
Oh, come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
I'm starting to worry about my boyfriend. One minute he's supportive, the next minute everything is my fault. He says a couple of beers get him in a good mood. His idea of a couple of beers usually turns out to be a lot more than just one or two. And that's when I start to worry. After he's had too many beers, he gets really angry and I become the target. I hate to say it, but he reminds me too much of my last boyfriend. Aren't there any good men out there? My best friend is a social worker. She told me to try Al-Anon family groups so I could understand my feelings better. I didn't want to go because I didn't want to get into another argument with my boyfriend, but I'm glad I went. I'm starting to understand that I didn't cause his anger. I didn't cause his drinking. It's a great relief to hear a new perspective for my problems. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group meeting from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit alanonfamilygroups.org.
Okay, so Sabrina's question before the break was Lambie has a tendency to bark at people as they come in the door and almost in an attack fashion. Is that right? Okay, so what would be, I guess, the appropriate way? What are the wrong and right things to do?
Well, first of all, the wrong things are if we say, don't jump, don't bark. Those are all pictures of jumping and barking.
They're going to do exactly that, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what you want to do is you want to tell them so-and-so is coming over, especially if you know somebody is coming to the house. And you want to say, they're going to come. We're going to let them in. If they bark, you're going to say, thank you. It acknowledges their guarding. Now come over here and sit with me. Let's let them get in, and then they can give you a big hug.
So basically reverse psychology.
Well, kind of, but you've worked into a habit of barking and jumping, so now we got to do a little bit of working the other direction, and it will happen for you.
Okay, and you can paint this in the pictures that you were talking about or the story, I guess.
Well, in the words that you choose, yeah, because there are a lot of people that aren't visual, and that's okay, because the words you choose make the picture. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's like feet on the floor for jumping. Mm-hmm. There's a picture. Okay.
So, can we have her rephrase this? How would you rephrase it? This is the quiz of the day. What would you say now when Lambie starts barking at somebody?
Well, I would have prepared Lambie for whomever was coming over, and then I would say either feet on the floor or thank you, and allow him to come back into me.
I think you're a good learner. That was a pop quiz that she was not expecting. All right, so Shay is out with a gentleman who does a new sport for dogs. It's called Splash Dogs. Let's take a look.
I've got Splash Dogs here today, and if you're wondering what kind of a sport that is, I've got Tony Reed, who's going to tell us exactly what that is. So what exactly is Splash Dogs?
It's basically a long jump for dogs.
A long jump,
right.
Okay.
It's called dock jumping or dock diving, whatever you prefer.
So, but yours is mobile.
Yes.
Okay, so you've got a long AstroTurf dock.
40-foot long
Okay.
trailer with AstroTurf on the top, and then I got a 20 by 40-foot pool.
How many gallons of water is that?
Around 30,000 gallons.
All right, so what does a dog need to have in order to be a good candidate for this sport?
Got to have toy drive, love water, and have the confidence in the water.
What about like a small Chihuahua or something like that? Can
If
they do
they
that?
like water, they go for it. I've seen some just comfortable as ever and just get right in the water, jump right in.
So they use like mini toys, like little
Yeah,
mini balls?
little mini balls or just stick.
Just
Be
a
good
plain
old-fashioned stick.
Speaking of which, what is this?
It's a bumper.
Is this what they use with the boats to kind of prevent?
Very similar, yes.
And
Very
it's soft,
similar.
right?
Yes. Ow.
Just testing it out. Okay, what's this?
And this is a wubba. Every dog's got to have a wubba.
A wubba.
And this, it's got the little frills on it. Anything that floats and the dog likes. See, as you can see, he loves this.
You have these fantastic t-shirts.
Those are my signature tie-dye shirts.
I love them. I really do, especially the one that's in small, that's my size.
And then on the back, I've got
You
the
didn't get it.
Peace, Love, and Dog.
Oh!
Yeah. Oh, it just happened to be your size.
Now, what's the name of this particular event?
It's dock jumping or dock diving.
How far can the dog go?
Our record's 27 feet 8 inches.
What kind of dog?
One dog similar to this, a Catahoula.
The other dog that did it was a Pit Bull Border Collie mix.
Rescue Aries, yes.
Way to go, Pit Bull. See, Pit Bulls, I know people sometimes are not sure, but those dogs have got talents too. So how are you judging where the dog lands?
Well, we judge by where the base of the tail crosses the water line, and the computer kind of sets an electronic grid over the pool. And we've got banners that we use as reference on this side of the pool. And so we can pinpoint and play back and forth exactly where that dog goes in.
Now I've got a question because we were watching it, and I feel like if the handler doesn't throw a good throw, then maybe the dog doesn't jump as far as they could.
It is a team sport. If you want to throw the bumper right out in front of the nose where he's going to strive to reach out and get that bumper.
Okay.
If you throw it too far, you've thrown it out. That's the first mistake a lot of new people make is they get up there and they think, oh, if I throw it far, the dog's going to jump far. They throw it 30 feet and the dog just says, oh, well.
Too far, I'm not going.
Yeah, too far.
Because we've seen the dogs who go, not going.
Out of it, I call it out of its attention span. And we have rankings, we have titles, and you can earn titles. So if you get 5 jumps in one division, you earn a title. So we usually have finals. We take the top 10 in each division, and we have these lovely ribbons. And the owner's all about the score and all that. Dogs don't care. They just want to do it.
Should we practice?
Sure.
Let's do it. So basically I have to roll it off my hand, right?
Just take it and you just, not really, you don't necessarily have to roll it. Just let it roll off your fingers. Just kind of just toss it out there.
Ready, Luna?
There you go.
Was that the right way?
That's all right, yeah, you're getting there.
Well, Tony, I had so much fun, and I can imagine that if I had a ton of fun, I'm sure people are flocking in from all over to come see you at a Pet Expo. How many people come to see your booth?
Usually it's a couple hundred, 2,000, you know. It just depends on the event.
Wow, thousands. I imagine with thousands of people flocking to your event that you probably have a sponsor.
Yes, Canada All Natural Pet Food is one of our sponsors. And if you go to the website, we've got a coupon.
Coupon. All right, if you're interested in finding out more about Tony and his splash dogs, you can go to his website and see if your dog is a possible candidate for the sport, find out where the events are, and of course, get that online coupon to Canada. Here's how.
To find out more about dock jumping and to get a coupon for Canada dog food, visit Tony Reed's website at splashdogs.com.
So we've kind of switched dogs here because you also perform Reiki on dogs. Tell us a little bit about Reiki, what it is.
Well, we've actually been doing a little bit of Reiki here on Sammy already, and as you can see, he's very relaxed.
He looks like he's going to fall asleep or that he is taking a nap here.
And Reiki is like it's a hands-on healing kind of thing. We use it for before and after surgeries. We use it for any kind of irritable bowel situation. Anytime they have a pain, we can use Reiki to do a lot of healing.
Okay, so let's do a little more with the... I think he's already ready to take a nap. What do you think, Sabrina? I haven't seen him this comfy in a while.
He's incredibly comfy. It's nice to see him so relaxed and not trying to bully and boss everyone around.
Yeah, because that seems to be the biggest problem that he has is bullying the rest of the gang, right?
Yes, he's a major bully. He's a Napoleonic complex, I believe.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Comes with a breed besides that.
Okay.
He is going to take care of his brother, part of that. And he doesn't look like a bad dog right now.
Yeah, he doesn't look like much of a bully right now, but I'm telling you what, I've seen...
He's soaking up the Reiki, I'll say that. And this is what happens. I go to a lot of houses and put everybody to sleep, and then I leave. Yeah.
Now, during the Reiki, is that when you'll find medical issues, or that's when they'll kind of talk to you, in essence, about their medical issues?
Well, the medical intuitive part is I'll feel pain in my body where they have pain, whether it be in the kidneys, the liver, heart, breathing, lungs, and through trial and error, I pick up different areas of the body that are sore. And then I just relay it to the folks so that they can discuss it with their vets. Sometimes we need an acupuncture, sometimes we need a chiropractor. So it just depends upon what the ailment is.
Okay. And so how long will you perform a Reiki type situation on the dog? This is hilarious.
Well, we'll do home sessions I do are for an hour. So a lot of times if folks have questions, I'll just start doing the Reiki and then they can ask the questions while I'm doing the Reiki. They will also sleep for a good while after I leave because the Reiki still keeps going through them.
All right, so Shay has a tip after the break, and this should be pretty funny, so stick around.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. Like my favorite, dogs, of course. Well, maybe kitty cats are the best. I also like horses. Some of my best friends are apes. elephants. Elephants are so wonderful. And who wouldn't want to cuddle up with a tiger? Oh, am I kidding? I love them all. The point is, Morris Animal Foundation is giving animals a healthier tomorrow. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org. It's all about a healthier tomorrow. And at my age, I'm all about that.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
Well, ladies, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for joining us, Sabrina, Lambie, and Samby. All right, Sammy. And Terry, I have one last question. I think that I'd love to tip the audience off here. If you're trying to get your dog to relax, are there a couple tips that you can give our audience?
Well, sure. You want to stretch the muscle on the top of the head here.
Okay, and why is that?
Their whole jaw out because it's attached. You also want to, when you stretch out their arms, you stretch it out and just hold it and then wait for that extra release and it'll go a little bit further. Okay? And then also when you're doing their back, you want to massage it sideways down the back.
And the reason for that is?
Go in the direction of the muscle.
For more information about Terry Steuben and her services, you can log on to our website at calmhealer.com or call area code 714-875-7194. All right, so based on those tips, we have one other tip for you yet today. Let's take a look here. Shay, what do you got?
So here's my tip. Bring a little towel. No, silly, not to pick it up. Just to use it to try to drop it right next to it so you can turn around, go pick up the pooper scooper, and you can find out where it is. And your little hand towel can also act as a way to clean off your hands. What are you thinking? Not from anything your dog's left behind, but in case you pick up a ball that you're throwing with your dog and it's full of saliva. So a hand towel can really do the trick. Back to you, Christy.
Well, I hope next time that helps you track down any lost dog poo. That's all we have time for today on Canine Corner. We'll see you next time.